what's going on? What's good? All right. Well, action. Finally, we starting this off right now.
Yeah.
I'm really glad you came all the way down here. Hello, how are you doing?
I'm doing great. I'm happy to be here.
I really greatly appreciate you being one of my subjects for my interview.
Of course.
I'm just gonna go over a little bit of the questions.
Yeah.
And I might as well just get this kicked off right away. I'll give you a little disclaimer. There are some personal questions here, fair warning. If any questions are too intense or you're not comfortable with them, you can refuse the questions if need be.
Okay.
Just a general warning I give people. And let's start with the first question. When did you start gaming as a serious hobby or pastime?
Oh, geez.
Ooh. Want to say 2014, 2015? Somewhere in there.
Was there like any big reason? Like, did you get a console? Like, or did you like?
Yeah, I believe first big console I got was like Xbox One, and that's sort of where everything was for me anyway.
I'd honestly say over the pandemic, honestly. I was not very much of like a DS kid or whatever. I was extremely jealous of all those kids. But during COVID, I just started playing all of these RPGs. That's kind of when my online friend group kind of formed, and so we just kind of played as much as we could together, honestly. And it was part of, that time was a really rough time for connection, and so I kind of connected with it as a hobby and then also with other people too. So
I've technically been playing video games since like age 2 because that was when my grandma had an old NES, and I was just playing like original Super Mario Bros. On just this little hand-me-down NES that she had. And like since then, like video games have kind of constantly been a part of my life. I literally, my earliest memories are like playing Super Mario World on an SNES on a TV maybe this big.
What was the first online game you played?
would we count Minecraft?
Yeah, we can count Minecraft.
We can count Minecraft. I played Minecraft a lot as a kid, honestly. And what's crazy is that in my online friend group, there are a couple people I know in person, and I knew them as children. And so we played Minecraft as kids together, and I would go over to their house for like a full day. And we would just sit at their dining room table, all playing Minecraft. And I was never very good at it. I'm still not very good at it, but it's still fun, and so I don't really mind it. And so then they're also now part of kind of my online friend group, and so now today it's kind of this like full circle thing. We like have a Minecraft realm going on right now, and it's just like, I don't know, it's just this fun way of connecting with people, honestly.
First online game. Well, the first significant one I remember, believe was Overwatch. Yeah, Overwatch 1 in 2016. When it released, on release, that's where it all began.
What drew you to it?
Definitely like the characters, and yeah, mostly just like character design, and like they had those cinematic trailers, and those were really nice. And so just the idea of everything sort of drew me to it.
For a very, very long time during the PC release of Halo Combat Evolved, there was a demo of it that you could play, and it had online play through GameSpy. You could connect to people's servers. You could text chat and voice chat with people, and it was like a fully playable experience. And like you just had people that were super poor on garbage PCs like me, just fragging it out in Blood Gulch.
What type of games do you usually play?
Um, my guilty pleasure is Valorant. I'm not very good at it. And honestly, that is one where it's like I don't play that with my online friend group, which is kind of interesting. I've actually met a lot of people on there who I only really know in the context of the game. But that was like my first interactions with some non-nice people online as well. But I don't really mind because I play it for fun, and I don't even play ranked all the time because I'm just like, it's, that's what I play probably most often. And then I switch out through a bunch of different like RPGs. I like a lot of indie games, but that one's more consistent because it's something I can just always go back to.
It's either like shooters or open world games. So like when I'm in a single player mood, I'll be like some open world thing like an Assassin's Creed, or yeah, if it's like multiplayer, it'll be like FPS mostly.
What kind of experiences have you had playing those online games like FPSs?
Pretty good.
It's pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, like I'm mostly a lurker, so I don't really go into like the voice chats too often, and so nothing like super weird there.
I've spent like my entire life, like my adult life, right? Like from being 13 or 14 up until 32, I have, in one way or another, had my foot in the door through various amounts, whether I'm completely in or just kind of there, online, in online spaces. If I had to say the most memorable moments for me, it might be me and all of my machinima buddies, like all of the guys that made Smash Machinima together. We would be in not Discord calls, Skype calls that would last hours. Like there would be a call going when I woke up that started at like 3 a.m. I would hop in, I would pal around, I would be making stuff with other people while they're making stuff. We're joking around. If we're writing something, like it would turn into an impromptu writing session, coming up with just dumb ideas for things. And the next thing I know, 1 hour turned into 2, which turned into 3, which turned into 8. And I would be like, wow, where did the time go? And next thing I know, I'd woken up at like 9 or 10 or 11, and I started working on things or playing like Street Fighter 4 with people or playing Smash. And then next thing I knew, it was like midnight or 1 a.m.
You're mainly a console player,
Yes.
and you play a lot of console games. It's a little harder to keep a good connected friend online group via console just because of the software it is. If you did PC, would you look more so into getting into something like that?
Into like community things?
Yes.
Possibly. I don't know. Because I've always been iffy about just engaging sort of with online stuff. Because obviously I don't like jump into group chat, like the in-game voice chats a lot. And so I just sort of lurk in sort of online, like social medias or Discords. I just sort of like lurk. So I'm not certain I would, but it's possible. Like say, I meet a friend on one game and it just sort of expands and blows up into this thing. But yeah, other than that, I don't know.
Have you ever cried in a group call before?
I have not, but I have been on calls where people have cried before. And honestly, in some ways, it just makes me really sad because these are people that I care about a lot, and it sucks that I can't be like there to like give them a hug, like I would with my normal friends, my real life friends. I should say. It's kind of hard because there's so many times I've just wanted to hug them or just to hang out in a face-to-face context. And so when those things happen, it feels really nice to know that despite living an ocean away, that these people trust me enough with their emotions. But also at the same time, you know, sometimes I'm like, I wish I could be there to like comfort you in real life. Sometimes that makes me think about that distance as well.
Would you ever consider these people your real friends? Are they your real friends?
Yeah, I would.
Last question. Would you consider them your real friends?
Absolutely.
If I had like one wish to go back and change something, in terms of going back and changing the way that I interacted with people online and the stock that I took in people online, wouldn't change that for anything. I think that in general, I've met a lot of wonderful people that I would consider some of the closest friends I have had in the entire world. And from wherever they are, whether that be like Canada, the US, Chile, Japan, I could care less. They're all my friends.
And before we end this interview, want to give a plug for your YouTube channel?
Sure, I guess. Gaming superhero. Capital G, capital S, capital H.
I did this with all my other interviewers. Is there any place we can find you and support you? I asked my friend because he wanted to shill his YouTube channel, and I'm gonna do that for you as well.
I mean, if you're looking around to shill, hello, I am a niche internet micro celebrity, Red Muffler Man. You can find me on YouTube, Twitter, and Blue Sky at Red Muffler Man, and on Blue Sky at redmufflerman.moe, M-O-E.
Thank you for your time. Is there any social medias, things you want to shill out before you go? And
I don't know. I think I'm good. I do want to get back into streaming when I've graduated, eventually. My Twitch is it's Mars in Orbit, but there's nothing on there right now. So maybe in a couple years, maybe in a year or two when I've moved out. My setup in my apartment right now is pretty bad. So.
All right. Thank you for your time, and thank you for the interview.
Of course.
All right. You guys have a good rest of your day. I gotta prep for dinner.